How's she going, folks? And it's your host, John.
And I am Levi.
And welcome to Oh For Heaven's Sake. Well, Levi, today we're going to go in depth on top places to visit, eat, and stay here in wonderful Fargo, North Dakota. But firstly, I just want to acknowledge our sponsors that made today's video possible. DJ Coulter Agencies. Start prepping for life's unexpected moments and have an agency you can trust. Deeks Pizza, here to serve your craving needs, whether it's 12 p.m. or 2 a.m. You can get yourself a quality pie for the right price. And lastly, Finley on the Roof. If you need professional light installation for the right price, check them out. And all of our other sponsors in the description down below. Now let's dive right on in to what we think the top attractions are here in Fargo.
Oh, man, I've been excited to make this podcast because, Fargo, little known place, of course. But there are some fun things to do. When it comes to attractions, John, I'll let you take it off.
Whoa.
After we open up the drinks.
Gotta open up the drinks. Today's bev is a dual-purpose Mountain Dew Zero Sugar.
Oh, yeah.
Now that the thirst is quenched, it is time to start with some attractions. First off, one that instantly comes to mind, Thunder Road.
Okay.
Classic.
That's a good one, yeah.
Amusement park, kind of. You have go-kart racing, mini golf. That's one thing I noticed when I was down in Florida. I feel like there's a mini golf place every 2 miles.
Oh, yeah.
All pirate themed, funny enough.
I love mini golf. And Thunder Road obviously has that. Mm-hmm. But also it has other things like, the arcade and the glow-in-the-dark, what is it, laser tag or whatever?
Yep, they do have laser tag.
Which is very underrated, by the way. Not a lot of people like to play that because, they're really excited about the go-karts, like you said, and the mini golf, but I actually really enjoyed that.
Best known for, because like an honorable mention I'll put to this one that's very similar is Kingpins.
Yep.
They have their hyper bowling, a big arcade. They have escape rooms, and they have laser tag too as well. Fargo Air Museum.
Yeah, that's a good place too. That's more like the history side of things too. Like when it comes to history, there are a couple places around Fargo, but that's probably the more notable one, if I had to say.
100%.
The Plains Art Museum is also kind of more of a notable museum-y type thing if you're into art, of course. But those are really good options. However, more on the sporty side, I'm thinking Sweet Shots, of course. Got their massive location next to Kingpins. It's always fun, especially if you're into golf. But if you're not, that's the fun thing about golf is like you don't have to love golf. You could just go to Sweet Shots.
Yep.
And you can have, food, drinks, and just have fun with your friends and play some fun challenges.
Another one on the history side would be Bonanzaville. That's another classic. That one actually I'd say is probably one of the more cooler ones because they have a lot there. Like usually you have those like historical sites and they have maybe a building or two, but no, this one has multiple buildings, ton of history, and model trains.
Yep. I remember going to Bonanzaville in school. That's kind of what we do in like the Fargo public schools. We go to Bonanzaville. We used to, I think it was like an elementary school or something like that, but it was very, very entertaining. Let's just say that. Ooh, what else?
Red River Zoo.
Oh, yeah, the zoo.
Yeah,
people always forget about the zoo. That's a great place to go. I've been there.
Yeah, it's a great zoo. I actually
was there last year.
Been there multiple times. We got a lot of good variety there.
And then, of course, we'll talk about sports. That'll be my kind of like mini segment at the ending.
My mini segment is best places to stay because obviously
you have to. You have to find a place to stay.
Not sleeping on the street while you're here. Fargo Theater.
Yeah, that's a good place too. Tons of places to go watch movies, but the Fargo Theater's obviously got more of the history.
It's got the OG to it.
Let's just kind of categorize that with downtown.
Yeah, downtown in general.
Just walking around all of the older places that were here, obviously, when Fargo was just starting out, what else? Gotta go to dealerships, car dealerships. It's a classic thing.
I was going to say more, depending on what time you come, like some events at some of the local parks that they have usually. Big one is, I know, Rendezvous, great park in kind of more of the downtown-ish area. Lindenwood Park, Very classic.
Oh my
right
gosh.
off the river.
They're actually aren't they doing construction on Lindenwood to make it even
I think so,
better?
yeah.
They're doing something. I think there's some sort of pool thing that they're making around there, which is exciting, and I haven't been there in a long time.
Obviously, like most West Acres.
Yep.
Good
the mall.
Yeah.
Get all reliable.
I did actually, when I was down in Florida, want to go to the mall that they had down there. Didn't make it because we had a lot of other stuff to do, but I kind of wanted to check that out, see what they had.
Yeah, I don't think I ever went to a mall in Florida, actually. But something I always like to do is, if you're bored, you just go shopping. It's always easy to do that. But like Scheels, there's a massive Scheels in Fargo. So it's a place where you can go and, if you're into clothes, obviously there's clothes there, but there's tons of sports stuff. There's outdoor things. So just like there's a lot of fun places to shop at. And obviously it being Fargo, the prices aren't going to be crazy compared to like, Florida or Texas or like better known places,
Yeah. Yeah. And kind of I do want to just connect back to like the Lindenwood Park, like taking like some of those walking trails that they have around that area. Really good place to do for, especially when the weather's right. Perfect.
I've actually I've done an escape room before in Fargo. That was actually pretty entertaining. That's when I was a little bit younger, but I enjoyed doing that.
If you come at the right times, Valley Fair, when the Valley Fair is up, or too as well the Renaissance Fair.
Whoa, Renaissance.
But those
Valley Fair, that's definitely that's a good one. That's a good one. I haven't been to that actually. So I'm gonna have to go this year.
I think I got blessed to go with Bittner one time.
Yeah.
As a random thing, but
and then you can kind of also add in concerts. Because people come to the Fargo Dome or the Scheels Arena. It's also really popular. So concerts are pretty common around here. Some very, very well-known singers come here. So, if you happen to be coming to Fargo, maybe there's, one of your favorite singers. Maybe they're coming. You never know.
And, I think after doing a lot of this, you end up getting a little peckish.
Whoa.
You're a little hungry, want to eat. So me and Levi have got our top places to satisfy your hunger here in Fargo with two different categories. Because there is two different categories of restaurants. You have your fast food. You just want something fast. Maybe there's a fast food place that you don't have, but honestly, most times you probably have the fast food and you're maybe just getting it just because. But we have to put it in here. And then sit down. This is the one that's going to be probably like the best for if you want to try something new.
Yeah, and I think if you're coming to Fargo, I would say more often than not, you're going to be here because of family, is my guess. So my guess is you're going to want to sit down. Yep. However, you know what? If you're about to leave, maybe you're about to go to like the airport or something, fast food's going to be a little bit more reliable in terms of like, you're going to get it quickly.
Yep.
And so we'll start with fast food.
Yep.
And then
2 to 3 per each, ranked in order, is how this category works. So you can either do 2 or up to 3. Honorable mentions are accepted.
Well, I'll start. I'll kick it off.
Yep. First category is burger.
Oh, burger is just fantastic. I'm going to have to go with Five Guys. It's more expensive. However, I am a major fan of their Cajun fries, but also their burgers are just, they're pristine. You can't go wrong with a Five Guys burger.
For me, my first one, Five Guys is a good choice, but, I don't want to copy you,
Okay.
I'm going to have to go with, I would say this is kind of can be debatable if it's fast food. I think it's fast food because
that's same with Five Guys. It's kind of debatable a little bit, but
JL Burger.
Okay.
Their buildings are pretty small and they very much, I would say, obviously you can sit down, but they're very well catered to take out. So.
Oh, jail beers.
Yep.
That makes more sense. I was like, jail burger.
Oh, did I say? Oh, my gosh. Yeah, jail beers.
Well,
that's what I meant.
Jail beers. There's actually a place really close by to here. Yeah, I haven't had that, I don't think. But obviously I've seen it.
Yep.
Maybe I've had it once, actually. And it's seems like it's pretty good. You know,
it's solid.
People tend to enjoy it. So
prices are good. Obviously, I have my favorite sit down burger coming up, but that would be my first favorite, and then second for me, I'd probably put Five Guys.
I would put, when it comes to burgers, I would be hard pressed not to mention McDonald's, because it's a classic fast food. However, I actually really like their burgers. I'm not gonna lie. So if I'm trying to be in a hurry and I want a nice, affordable
Levi's
burger that's gonna be good,
QPC.
I'm gonna get double quarter pounder with cheese.
Right. He's a massive man.
And it's very good and fast, of course, and that's the point of fast food. So can't go wrong.
This one, me and Levi are both going to be experts on, because I'm going to be honest, we both love this category. It is top fast food chicken.
Slim Chickens. I know what you're going to say now. And I said Slim Chickens out of pure instantaneous.
Yep.
But
that's going to be my second. My second Slims. My first is going to be Dave's Hot Chicken.
Whoa.
Not what you were expecting.
I was going to say Chick-fil-A.
No. Chick-fil-A is good, but like compared to Slims and especially Dave's, I wouldn't say it's up there. For my chicken, I'd say chicken sandwiches, Chick-fil-A has.
Okay.
Nuggets, strips, I wouldn't say. They do them well, but I would say their chicken sandwiches are more what stand out to me at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I'm totally the opposite in a way. Like, when it comes to Chick-fil-A, I always get their, like, nuggets, basically, is what they are. Or, their chicken strips. And I think they're very good. But on top of that, they have a great side dish with their waffle fries. And I'm just a huge fan of waffle fries. And that ranch is just, it's perfect. But with Slims, I always get their chicken strip basket. And I just mix up the sauces every once in a while, but I always have a good experience with the food at Slim Chickens.
Yeah. Dave's Hot Chicken is just because, especially now that I've had them a couple more times since we first tried them, their seasoning, top notch. Like, I will be honest, there's not a better chicken, just like plain chicken seasoning without sauce.
Yeah,
like
I could see that.
I could eat their chicken easily without sauce. And actually,
that's how you know it's good.
The last time I didn't, because it's that good. Their sliders is what I've had. They're really solid, but just their tenders. And the thing is, you only get 2 tenders technically, but they're literally a whole piece of chicken breast. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh yeah, they're massive.
They're massive.
Man, when it comes to like food in general, though, if you can eat it without sauce, that's how you know that it's really good.
Yeah, their fries are also their seasoning that they have on their crinkle cuts. Normally not a crinkle cut fan, but it's really good.
Crinkle cut, typically not necessarily like your top notch. When I think of crinkle cut, I think of just like,
frozen.
Frozen, put in the oven. But yeah, they do it right.
Next is going to be your favorite taco place.
Okay, so this is where John and I are very different.
Yeah,
I'm not a taco fan.
Levi's, he likes Mexican food to an extent, but he doesn't like, I would say, like true Mexican. Because he's not a fan of beans, which is a major part. So
I know my top. However, it's not necessarily fast food, and that's where it gets a little bit, confusing. Because Qdoba would be my top. It's.
Like Qdoba is fast food.
I would say it is kind of a mixture of both. Because typically when I go there, I sit down. That's the thing. So I kind of think it is a sit down.
Oh, we get it to go all the time.
Yeah. So
they just don't have a drive-through, if that makes sense.
Since it's a little bit, kind of fast foody, I'll say Qdoba, just because it's really good to me. I really enjoy it.
I agree. My first is Qdoba's. That's what I actually had that on Friday. It was amazing. Yeah. The price is just like Chipotle, which I know is another really popular one, but instead you get a lot more for your money. So that's why I'd say it's number 1. And second for me, I'm going to put Taco Shop.
Yep.
Local place here in Fargo, so please do check them out. They only have 2 locations in the Fargo area, just period. Really good pricing, like fantastic pricing, really good quality.
I definitely need to go try that because I haven't yet.
I've
have seen it before.
Might have to be a me and you thing because, like I'm telling you, the price is right, so I would have no problem going there and buying something.
The price is right, just like the show.
Yeah, you can get a full meal for under $10.
Yeah, that's great. Oh man,
in this economy, that's a good deal.
Yeah, I'd say Qdoba was the only one I can really say confidently. Like, obviously, there's, Taco John's, or Taco Bell.
I feel like Taco John's. Like, I'd put that at my third because they're good, but we don't have them here anymore, so we can't say that.
Well, we went to Taco Bell that one time and we got free food.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm going to say they're my second just because we got tons of free tacos because somebody went through the drive-thru and then they just drove off before they paid and before they got their food. So they made all this food.
Yeah, that's right. We just got a free...
they just gave us like 6, I think. 6 free...
Yeah, that's right. We got a free like 6-pack.
Yeah. So that was amazing.
I forgot about that. Next up is sandwiches. Sandwich places.
We actually had a heated discussion.
We already talked about this one. My first one is actually going to be which.
Yeah, this is an interesting one.
Just because they have a lot of options.
This would be the one that if somebody was coming in here and they wanted more of a local place, I would say which is probably the one I would recommend. Because Jersey Mike's, you can get it in a lot of different places. So I would say Jersey Mike's is my number one. And then probably Jimmy John's. But, Herbert and Gerbert, that's a great option as well. So I feel like I'd put Herbert and Gerbert at like 3, but maybe which. They're kind of interchangeable for me.
My second is Jimmy John's. Always just a classic, consistent performer. And then my third one, I would put Jersey Mike's.
Yeah.
Next up is Pizza Pie.
I'd be hard pressed not to say Deeks.
Yeah, first is obviously Deeks Pizza. Don't even have to be sponsored to say that. Deeks Pizza just outperform like any like takeaway pizza, just period.
Yeah, I would say
the pizza always is crispy, always super hot and fresh. Even after like waiting like 20 minutes past your order time, still comes out just the same. Never have had a bad pie there, which is something I can't say about other places.
Yeah. When it comes to pizza, we found a new combination, and we've stuck with that combination for a long time.
Bacon and jalapenos.
Bacon and jalapeno 2-topping pizza is the most underrated combo of all time. That bacon slaps.
No, okay, so it helps out a lot that Deeks Pizza has fantastic bacon, because I'm going to be honest, I had my second favorite, Domino's.
Yep.
With the exact same combination. Did not hit anywhere near as good as Deeks. Like, their bacon just was not as flavorful.
See,
or crispy.
I don't like Domino's, but I think it's mainly because whenever I get Domino's, it's like on a bus ride home after a football game, and I just don't really want to eat, greasy pizza like that, So sometimes it can be good after a game when you're starving, but also sometimes you just don't really feel like pizza is a vibe, and I just don't really care for Domino's at that time.
Yep.
But Papa Murphy's, you do have to, it's a take and bake, but it's very fresh, and
that is my third.
It is definitely very good pizza, and we typically actually get that like almost every Tuesday. Yep. And my dad and I will share it because it's like double topping Tuesday or something like that. So they put tons of toppings on it. And gosh, dude, it's incredible. It's amazing. But not as good as Deeks.
Yep. No, nothing comes close.
Yep.
But, maybe you're on the go and you want a little dessert, quick treat.
Oh,
this is what I would say
is
honestly its own category.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of good local places, I would say, for this.
Yeah, let's put DQ off the board.
Yeah.
Let's pick something local here. Let's get wild.
For me, I would have to say, what's the one? I think it's Cone's Creamery. Is that?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think so. I think it's.
I've definitely had that before, but while John is looking that up.
Oh, yep, Cone's Creamery. I was right.
But Cold Stone, very solid option of course.
Scoop
Sometimes,
and dough.
Yep, scoop and dough that would be my number one. That would be my number one.
I'd actually probably put that number one too.
Because when it comes to scoop and dough, for us, it's really close by, but you can have 1 scoop of cookie dough or 2 scoops of cookie dough with a scoop of ice cream on top, or 2 scoops of ice cream or whatever, and there's tons of different like shake options and stuff, but like what I always go with is 1 scoop of cookie dough and 1 scoop of ice cream. But let's be real, when they put that 1 scoop of ice cream on, it's like it's like 2 scoops. You know, it's they put a ton.
Yeah, they're not skimpy.
It's good pricing. So I really like it.
My number 2 is going to be Nicole's Fine Pastry and Cafe. That's downtown. It was actually featured on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Guy Fieri. And I ate there twice now at this point. And both times their desserts are fantastic. So
yeah.
Technically, it's more of a sit-down dessert place, if that makes sense. But you can still grab and go. But
some people say Cold Stone's more of a sit-down place. But almost every single time we get it to go home, so I'm calling it more like fast food type.
Yeah.
Cold Stone, I will say it's typically not something I would pick because I prefer scoop and dough and it's closer, so it's pretty easy of a sell to my parents and stuff. So I don't get it a ton, but Cold Stone is very, very reliable and it has good ice cream.
Yeah.
Just not quite the amount of options that scoop and dough has in variety.
But I'm telling you, that is going to be my Traveler's Guide Award. Nicole's. Go to Nicole's. Trust me, you won't be disappointed.
I'm going to have to go there. I haven't been there.
Be another one that I can bring Levi to. I always bring Levi out of the box when we eat.
Oh yeah.
Levi has a lot of his places, but I always can convince him to go somewhere else.
We'll get to a couple of those places, I'm sure, with the sit down.
Mm-hmm. And now we are in the sit down. This one opened up a little bit more. 2 to 5 if we can think up to 5.
Okay.
For this, I think it'll be very easy because instead of the type of food like I did for fast food, this one's on the time you would eat. Because for sit down, they usually have a lot of different choices. It's not like they're focused in on one thing.
Yep.
So I have breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yep.
Boom. Simple. Starting off with your waking up, you're tired. You don't want the continental breakfast at the hotel because, to be honest, those usually suck. So you want to sit down for breakfast. Where are you going? Or it could be brunch. You know, I won't discriminate.
So I will say John is going to be more stronger on this, I feel like, because I'm not a major breakfast guy.
I don't eat breakfast at all.
You don't eat breakfast?
But I love breakfast food.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's a lot of people, though. That's why I said brunch, honestly.
Oh, man.
Local place right away. I'm
Yeah.
probably going to put this at number 1. Randy's Diner.
That's what... Okay, good.
Yep.
I was trying to think of that name. I think I've maybe been there once, but I know it's a very popular place and it's local, so I wanted to shout it out. So I think that's a really good one.
Mm-hmm. Another local place to this area. You know, it can be argued for both, honestly, this place, yeah, they have breakfast food, but they also have a lot of things outside of breakfast. It's a German's Eats place, so it's focused on German food. Kroll's Diner.
Yeah, it's a good one. I've been there before. Yeah.
Fantastic atmosphere, I would say. For a sit-down place, that matters more. Like, you want the place to kind of look cool or be like, you know, have that nice atmosphere. And Kroll's has it with that old school, like, diner car aesthetic. And their food is good. And like I said, you can get, like, German stuff. It's fantastic. For number 3 for me, all
right, I think I've got the one I was trying to figure out.
Let's hear it.
Benedict's. It's next to Circle K right off the interstate.
I've never ate there yet.
I've never ate there either. But every time I drive by it, it's always like packed to the gill in the morning. Like all the spots are taken up. Must be very good. Yep. I know it's local. So I'm just trying to say that's because I know I'm just thinking back to like when I was in Hawaii or like a place that I don't live at. Yeah, we typically go to breakfast places. Like when I was in Hawaii, we'd have breakfast and then like supper. We really wouldn't have lunch, to be honest. It was kind of more of a snack.
If you sit down if you sit down for breakfast, it's usually a brunch.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to say it for the people that aren't living here, and I think that would be a good place to definitely try out.
If you are looking on a little bit, it can be on the lighter side or can be on the heavier side. Bappa's Bagels.
Or Sandy's Donuts. That's a very good option.
Yes.
It's more of a fast food thing.
Yep.
But we never really got a chance to talk about breakfast. So Sandy's Donuts is just, you can get tons of different varieties.
And my fifth is going to be the only not local place here, but it always is very solid no matter where I go. And you want to like a sit down place for breakfast? I honestly put both of them because they are kind of the same restaurant. Perkins, Denny's. I guess you could also throw IHOP in there.
I'm glad you said I guess. Not a big IHOP guy. So let's keep that one to the I guess.
Well, usually
category.
It always is too as well. Just always struggles to be open. I swear, like
that's true.
But so I'd put Perkins on the top, and then Denny's could be more of that wild card because Denny's is like they have a location here that's open 24/7, so you could go at 3 a.m. if you wanted to and have a milkshake.
But the Perkins, I've been there. Very good.
Perkins is
very good. So that was good.
Now sit down for lunch.
Man.
Two as well.
So
some of these
options.
I might say number one, but they're not my true number one because there's a lot of places here to eat. So some of them might just be at a fly. I'm gonna put Plaza Azteca because that's one that comes to my mind right away. Fantastic Mexican eats place here.
I found my spot in Plaza.
Yeah, even Levi really likes Plaza, which shows because he's not usually, like I said, that big Mexican guy.
The first 2 times I went there, I ordered something, was not a fan of it, but I ordered something else, and I found it. That's one of my favorite meals to get, like for Mexican restaurant-wise.
Yep.
And Plaza, man, they did it right, and now it's like legit food like that I love, and it's Mexican, and I don't look weird, I don't have to order chicken strips off of the kids menu at the Mexican place.
Live change. I just realized lunch, dinner, very similar to what you can eat. So might as well merge them so that way we get 10 choices that you could use for any.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, what you can eat at lunch, you can have at dinner.
Yeah.
Some people have bigger dinners. Some people have bigger lunches. So second for me, especially recently, I'm going to have to put Sicky's Garage Burgers and Brews. When I tell you that they have 50 different burgers, I am not lying. And when I tell you that all of them are really good and you get free sauce and you get free seasoning on your fries, oh my gosh, this sounds like a fantastic deal to me.
So, yeah, John and I made it a point to shout out Sicky's specifically in this podcast because we've had a great experience at Sicky's recently. Unbelievable food. And like John said, with the seasoning on the fries, this free sauce, John and I both got this Boom Boom sauce with Cajun seasoning on the fries. Just total game changer, man. Boom Boom sauce is so good. If you guys haven't had it, have to try it. It's not at a lot of places, but at Sicky's specifically, they definitely have it, and there's no extra cost. So I definitely recommend that. God, Sicky's is so good.
For number 3, I know exactly what it is. I'm just getting the name so I don't. There it is. Beer and Fish Company downtown.
Oh, yeah. John and I both. We've been there at the same time. Yeah. We're
not a big seafood guy, but Beer and Fish does it right. I've been there.
Fish is really good.
Been there twice, and honestly, I would go more if they weren't downtown. That's the only thing. But honestly, if you're coming here, like especially when I have my places to stay, a good bit of them are downtown because that's where you'd want to be if you were visiting. But fantastic. They are rated very high too as well for a restaurant here, which I think is very much well deserved.
I'm pretty sure they're like 4.8 or something like that, or ridiculously high. Gosh, I was gonna mention that, but Mackenzie River. I'm a good fan.
That's a solid sit down.
I wanted to shout them out, but the real one I want to shout out is the Piggy Barbecue. Oh my gosh, man, it is really good, and especially if you go on Thursdays. because they have a deal for their pulled pork sandwiches, and I believe that's their best thing on the menu. However, I have had their burnt ends, and they're very good. However, if you've had burnt ends before, it's a little bit different. The ones from Piggy are a little bit more, they're not quite crispy, I would say. So just a little warning there, but it's still good. But pulled pork, if you want that, oh my gosh, Piggy Barbecue is definitely the place to go.
All right. I'm going to do a little rapid fire here. Okay. Not.
Before you do that, I want to shout one more out.
Okay. Because most of these ones that are coming up are pretty similar on their offerings, but I'd say they're all slightly different enough to warrant their own visit.
So the one I want to shout out is Crave. It's a very expensive place.
Yeah.
It's supper only. I want to shout them out because I did have a very good experience when I was there last time. Their fries, mainly the Crave fries, they're like extra seasoned with the sauce that's like they specially make, and it's unbelievable food, but like I said, it's very, very expensive, so just a little warning there.
Fourth for me, Spitfire Bar and Grill. They have fantastic barbecue, probably some of the best that I've had here. But I haven't tried the Piggy, so maybe the Piggy will show up. But next one is going to be Worst Beer Hall.
Yep.
Very good. This is I'd say Kroll's Diner, but a little bit better with German food, because they have the
we were there, correct?
I believe so.
Man, we've been to a lot of these places.
What was it?
I'm pretty sure we went there. Maybe it was a different place, but
I know which one you're talking about. It is home of the Juicy Lucy.
Yes, the Juicy Lucy burgers, man.
It is Crooked Pint.
Okay, that's Worst beer hall, Crooked Pint. Same thing.
But that's the one we're thinking of. I'd put that at a solid 6.
Crooked Pint was very good.
It was.
That was very good.
And then we have to go there again.
There's a lot of great burger places around here, I would say.
Number 7, Selftown Poorhouse.
Yep.
Reason why I have this one up, very close to where we live, and their food has always been very solid. Never have had a bad time. We got to a point there where we were going so much that apparently my mom, when she was going to grab food, they would know her. We got to a point.
It is very close by. I had it I think a week ago actually, and that was the first time I actually had it, and it was fantastic. Oh my gosh, their shrimp. What was it? It's like some sort of shrimp pasta dish, and it was amazing.
Can't forget the rhombus guys. That'd
yes.
be my number 8. Can't go wrong with the rhombus guys. Number 9, I'm going to have to go, because, we haven't said a single Asian place yet, and we do have a good bit of sit-down Asian plates. For me, I'm going to have to go with Azumi. If you go there, go for lunch. A lot cheaper than their dinner, because they are a buffet style.
Yep.
So it's nice, and their lunch is actually worth the price, I would say. Their dinner, I think, jumps up to $30, which is less worth it.
Got to do a name verification here before I say it. I want to shout out Osaka. Another very expensive. It's hibachi style.
Levi only goes to the expensive places.
But if this is what I'm recommending, typically if you're going to see family, oftentimes it's going to be in a holiday. So Christmas or Thanksgiving, something like that. That is a fantastic place to go. We typically go there every Christmas actually. And I really love their steak and their fried rice. It's fantastic.
Speak now or forever hold your peace. Do you have any more to add? Mine's going to end off at number 9 because there's a lot of other places, but none that I can put in my top 10.
We got 2 more.
2 more.
Next to each other.
First
one is Buffalo Wild Wings. I will say John is not a huge fan now because of the sour experiences and also extreme expensiveness.
I would say if you're visiting, would you really want to go to a B-Dubs? They're everywhere.
That's true. However, if you're a big sports fan and there's a big sports game going on, you got to go to B-Dubs. I feel like that's just a classic place to go to. But Kobe's is going to be my last one. It's more of an honorable mention, but extremely underrated. It's like hibachi. However, we typically go there just to sit down. Not horribly priced, and you can get a lot of sushi. A lot of people are big sushi fans, so I think that's a great spot to shout out at the ending there.
Then I'll add actually one more to my top 10 to get
forgetting a lot.
To get myself to a full top 10. Wild Bill's.
Okay, yeah.
I remember I was their ribs there one time. Never have had better ribs since, so I have to put them up there.
Wild Bill's, good place. I think I've had their wings before. I really like that too. So it was good.
Alrighty. That is the end of our food section. Hopefully that gives you guys some good idea on some good eats while you're here. But now, honestly, a little bit late in the video, but where should you be staying? I feel like that's an important thing. Obviously, here in Fargo, we're not special enough. We don't have any 5-star hotels, so I won't be I won't be recommending any luxury for you guys. But what I can recommend is I do have 3 in each of the major hotel categories: 4-star, 3-star, and 2-star.
Whoa.
2-star is actually not what you think it is. It's not like a 1-star motel like the Super 6s and that stuff. 2-star is just kind of more like your standard, just if you were going for a night kind of hotel. All right. For 4-star, I have as my number 1, slightly partial because I am a Hilton Honors member, but it is going to be the DoubleTree by Hilton that's in West Fargo.
Mm-hmm.
It's right off I-94 and actually right across the interstate from Costco.
Yep, I know what you're talking about.
And DoubleTrees, I've stayed at one in Florida. Really, really nice hotels. They're themed to the area, so they have some nice Fargo theming in their rooms. And kind of the same. It's kind of funny. Both my 4-star hotels have Fargo theming to them. But this one's good if you want to get a nice hotel that's not in the heart of Fargo, so where you're not dealing with downtown. Because the next one is smack dab in the middle off of downtown.
Whoa.
And that is actually where I'm having my grad party at the Radisson Blu by Choice Hotels. It is actually before they built the RDO building. Right next door was the tallest building in Fargo. And this one is just an overall very, very cool hotel. A lot of great views, especially of how tall it is. You can get a suite up on the top floors, get a great view. Nicely Fargo themed too as well. If I remember while editing, you can see some photos along with some of these.
Oh, yeah.
So we can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. And then for this one, I have an honorable mention. The reason why this one's actually an honorable mention instead of my third one is because this one isn't home to any major hotel brand. And with hotels, you kind of do want to commit to one because then you can get free stays and stuff like that. So for this one, it's the Jasper Hotel, which is in the RDO building, so the new tallest building in Fargo. And it's another really nice hotel. It's just the fact that it's not owned by any major like Choice hotel. The big ones are Marriott, Hilton, Choice, and then you have Wyndham and then IHG. But so I can't quite recommend it. 3-star, I have the Holiday Inn by IHG by West Acres as the number 1. I mean, that's a classic.
You can't go wrong with a Holiday,
I know they do a lot of buffets for like breakfast. I think they even do a lunch buffet. Great for families with the pool area that they have there. Just kind of an overall really nice hotel for it to be considered a 3-star,
I mean, when it comes to like the pool, that's a really nice pool too, actually. I really enjoy that one.
My next one is Homewood Suites by Hilton.
Oh, yeah.
And this one is right next to Hector International. So this is nice if you want one that's really close to the airport.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised it's only 3-star.
Yeah, and, it's another really nice Hilton hotel. I'll put kind of a couple pictures. Nice rooms. This is more, I would say, like more of a cozy hotel rather than like really elaborate ones like the 4-stars would be. But my next one is going to be the Delta Hotel, and that's the big one that's right off by West Acres, and that one's by Marriott.
That's a nice hotel. I've been in there many times because, like I said, I have a lot of family coming down for Thanksgiving, and I absolutely love their pool area. Yes. They've got slides, and It's great. I definitely would recommend that one the most, I would say.
And then the next one is actually going to be the 2-star hotels. So for these ones, more I chose by rating, because for 2 stars, they all are going to pretty much offer the same things. They're going to be basic rooms, maybe a small pool on the inside. But overall, this is more just, you don't want to stay in your hotel room kind of thing, where the 4 stars and some of those 3 stars you could.
Yeah.
For this one, I have the Candlewood Suites by IHG, mainly for its location, right off, again, by Hector. Another really solid, clean hotel. Next one is the Comfort Suites by Choice Hotels, and this one's actually right by the Sanford Medical Center. Another really solid one, and then the American Inn by Wyndham.
Whoa.
And that is also by the Fargo Medical Center.
You know, if you're scared you're going to have a medical emergency, you know, stay close.
Exactly. There's a lot of hotels just by that area because it's another just right off the cross section of a major road here in Fargo and the interstate. So,
yeah.
But that is all my hotels, Levi. So now you got to tell these folks about the top sportings they can see here.
Yeah, of course. There's tons of sporting events to go to around here. Obviously, there's not going to be any like true professional leagues or any like major golfing events around here.
What?
Unfortunately, you know. But we do have some great football with NDSU, of course, being the major, I would say the major thing to go around here for when it comes to sports. Coming off a national championship, of course. They have won 10 championships in the last 13 years, I believe, which is ridiculous.
Light work, no reaction.
That's ridiculous. It's just never been done before. And they're very entertaining to watch. Very entertaining to watch. Tons of we've produced tons of NFL talent, of course, over the years. So it's always fun just to get a glimpse of what, you know, college football looks like, but also, you know, some of these pro level players, of course. Mm-hmm. And then obviously have to shout out NDSU men's basketball. Women's basketball also a good option. They've been very successful recently. However, when it comes to the men's basketball side, they play, of course, in the Summit League. They're D1, so they're at the top of the top, of course. But they have won their conference title 5 times, and they've been to March Madness, of course, many times. And they're definitely fun to watch. And typically it's very intriguing. Like every year it seems like there's just a new team formed because everybody just transfers out and then transfers in, and it's just a whole new team every year. So it's kind of entertaining to watch, and especially if you have people that go to NDSU, you know, it's pretty easy to go to the sporting events, and it's, you know, cheap for the students, of course, because it's free. And then outside of college level, we have, you know, some professional minor league teams, of course. So we got, when it comes to baseball, we have the Red Hawks.
Yep.
Have you been to a Red Hawks game?
Yeah, I have. Not any time recently, like I'm telling you, young kid. But
I was there when I was really young, and I enjoyed it a lot. I definitely went there a few times. They won the BCL championship in 2023, so that's kind of like their championship for their minor league level. But if you're in a baseball, it's not just college level, not high school, but it's just that next level up, and it's very entertaining for a really good price, of course.
Yep.
And after that, we got the Fargo Force. They are what you call a Tier 1 Junior League ice team, and they are in the United States Hockey League, so it's just kind of like another minor league, basically. Like people get drafted there, and then from the Force, they can get drafted into the NHL, essentially.
Mm-hmm. It's like a start off.
Yeah, and they've won 2 league championships, 2018 and just last year in 2024. They have a very good team, and they put on a really good show. I've been to many Fargo Force games, actually, in the Shields Arena, and I'm a big fan when it comes to, like, hockey when you're with a group of people, of course. You know, I'm typically, like, not a big hockey fan, but, like, in person, I enjoy it far more than actually watching it on TV. So when it comes to Fargo Force, I actually really enjoy watching those games.
Yep.
But yeah, that's basically what I have. Outside of that, of course, there's high school level stuff. If you have any like cousins or any of the people younger, maybe don't go there if you don't have any.
I probably wouldn't go.
But of course, you can go golfing. Tons of golf courses around here, so that's something you can actually like participate in.
Yep.
And yeah, those are the great. Those are the options that we have around Fargo.
Well, thank you guys for joining us with our little Fargo tour guide beatdown. Hitting a couple of the key places that if you're traveling to, you'd want to do, visit, stay. But hopefully you guys got something from this video. And as always, keep her between the ditches. See you in the next one.